Okay, let's set the scene. You sit down to do one thing. Just one. Maybe you need to study or code or finally apply for that job. Whatever it is, you open your laptop full of purpose.
I mean, the intention is pure, right? You've carved out the time, your fingers are on the keyboard, you are ready to go. But then, just a short while later, you kind of snap out of it and look up from your screen, and what happened? The reality of the situation is, well, it's a total mess. That original task is completely lost. You've fallen down the classic distraction rabbit hole. A few short videos, a quick scroll through Instagram, a reply to a funny meme, and somehow you're now deep into comparing protein powders you don't even need. Your main task has just vanished.
And here is the single most important thing to understand right now. If that sounds at all familiar, you're not lazy, you're not broken. Your brain is just being overstimulated, and it's running on ancient programming in a hyper-modern world. So, this brings us to the main chemical in our story, dopamine. And to really understand what's going on, we first need to debunk a major myth. For years, we've all heard dopamine called the pleasure chemical, but that's a massive oversimplification. It's not really about the feeling of pleasure itself, it's the motivation chemical. It's the drive that makes you anticipate and go seek out a reward. And here's the absolute key. Dopamine spikes before you get the reward. It's all about the anticipation. It's your brain's internal signal that says, hey, pay attention, this thing matters. It's the chemical that literally pushes you to take action. And, well, our modern world is just packed with these triggers, isn't it? That buzz from your phone, that's a spike of dopamine. You see a loot box animation in a video game, dopamine. Heck, even just seeing those three little dots when someone you care about starts typing a message, yep, that's your brain anticipating a connection. And that's dopamine too. So why is this a problem? Because our dopamine system evolved for a completely, totally different world, an ancient world where our survival depended on paying attention to rare and important cues. And now that same system is just overwhelmed. Just look at this mismatch. Our brains were calibrated for a world of scarcity. You know, scarce food, slow-earned rewards, and very limited novelty. Dopamine was our superpower. It motivated us to hunt, to explore, to survive. But today, that exact same system is facing off against hyper-rewarding junk food, instant digital rewards, and the constant novelty of the infinite scroll. I mean, this quote just nails it. Your brain is running ancient software in a hyper-modern environment. And you know, like any old software on a new machine, that ancient survival code gets super glitchy and is easily overwhelmed by today's constant stream of stimulation. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. Dopamine responds most strongly not just to any reward, but to unexpected rewards. When a reward is better than you thought it would be, you get this huge spike. This is the secret sauce behind what makes slot machines and social media feeds so addictive. It's the unpredictability that keeps you pulling that lever or, scrolling. But look, this constant stimulation, it does way more than just distract us in the moment. Over time, it creates a much deeper problem with our baseline level of motivation. So we all have what's called a dopamine baseline. Think of it as your normal, everyday level of motivation and drive. When we constantly bombard it with these huge artificial spikes from social media and video games, our brain tries to protect itself. It adapts by lowering that baseline. And that has a massive side effect. And this analogy just says it all. You raise the ceiling so high that the floor feels underground. After the constant highs of digital rewards, normal, healthy activities like reading or focused work can start to feel flat and boring. Not because they are boring, but because your brain has completely recalibrated what rewarding even feels like. This constant hunt for a dopamine hit is also what fuels our so-called multitasking. Every single notification is a potential reward, a little slot machine pull, and our brain is wired to switch its very limited attention over to it. Every time you switch, there's a cognitive cost, leaving your focus totally fragmented and your work, well, a lot less effective. All right, so that's the problem. And I know it might sound a little bleak, but the solution is not to become a monk and go live in the woods and give up everything you enjoy. No way. It's about being strategic. You've probably heard people talk about a dopamine detox, but let's be clear. You can't eliminate dopamine, and you wouldn't want to. It's absolutely essential for motivation, for life itself. The real goal here isn't elimination, it's regulation. It's all about lowering those extreme spikes so that your baseline has a chance to stabilize. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. When was the last time you just stood in line or waited for your coffee without immediately reaching for your phone? We've basically become allergic to boredom. But here's the thing, boredom is actually where your brain resets. It's the quiet space that allows your dopamine levels to finally normalize. So what can you actually do? First, reduce the biggest, easiest spikes. That means consciously limiting the endless scrolling and turning off all those non-essential notifications. Second, you have to fiercely protect your time for deep work. Put your phone in another room, close the extra tabs. Give just one task your full attention. Third, stabilize your whole system. That means protecting your sleep and getting regular exercise. You just can't out-hack your biology. And finally, learn to embrace those small moments of boredom. Let your mind wander and reset. And while you're doing all this, remember this one crucial thing. The issue isn't a personal weakness. It's your environment. Your brain is just responding exactly how it's supposed to in an environment engineered to capture your attention. So please, remove the shame. Replace it with a strategy. See, your brain isn't your enemy. It's not fighting you. It's just trying to navigate the world it's in. And by consciously changing your digital environment, you can start to work with your brain, not against it, to finally get that focus back. So let's end with a really simple challenge. The next time you feel that automatic reflexive urge to open one of those distracting apps, just pause, wait 5 minutes. That's it. It sounds like a small act, but it is a ridiculously powerful way to start retraining your attention and proving to yourself that, yeah, you're the one in control here.